everyone, it is I, Ginger of the Universal Dance and Music Arts Abu Dhabi, here once more to share some more dance tips for you all that I know will definitely improve your dance style and dance technique. And today we're talking about bachata hips. Bachata hips. Now long ago, I did a video on the different specific hips we have in social Latin dancing. I did a video on this. Today I decided I had some specific information, new information with me, or I wouldn't say new information, it's more information that I have analyzed and broken down specifically that I know will help you in attaining your bachata hips. So this information I'm giving you today is specifically more for the ladies, So if you want to call it lady styling, that's fine. But today we're going to be stepping further into the understanding of bachata, but narrowing everything down to its basics, the bachata hips. How can you attain better hip movement, better hip flexibility in bachata as a woman when you're dancing in general? Okay, and it all starts from the foundation. It all starts from the fundamentals. It's important that you get your fundamentals correct, and that will help you in your dance journey. Say you decided bachata is a dance for you. This will be of such importance to you. It's going to elevate your dance styling. It's going to help you with your technique because knowledge breeds understanding. So I want to break down 3 different aspects to you today with regards to bachata hips. But because the information I have is so much and I don't want to get you all confused, I decided I'm going to piece these information bits into 3 different videos. So this is part 1. Watch out for part 2 and part 3, okay, of this aspect to bachata hips. So please like, subscribe, and hit the bell button for notifications on these videos, which I shall be releasing close to each other, not too far apart, but which definitely will improve and help you in your bachata technique. These information bits, you cannot do without, and it's my pleasure to help you in the understanding of this. The first thing, many ladies come to me and they say they want to look more feminine. They want to look more approachable. They want to be eye-catching on the floor. And all these requirements come down to its basic format. How do you move? How do you work with the floor to produce actions that are pleasing to the eye, aesthetically beautiful, and that really show the femininity or grace you're looking for? Bachata hips. What are the first things you must know or understand to achieve more flexibility and pliability in your hips? I've broken them into 3 different exercises that you can do to help you with your hip range and your hip motion, which will in turn translate to better hip movements in bachata. Number 1, the pendulum action. The pendulum action. What you have to do is basically start this way. With your feet astride, about shoulder width apart, you're going to sit a little bit and have what we call soft knees. And turning to the side so you can see a bit of soft knees. When you've done that, what you're going to do is execute an action that helps you take your weight from one foot to the other through the hips. This is called pendulum action. Have a look at that. Notice how I am displacing the weight in my hips, reflected in my hips, but actually goes into the floor. So here, it's called, you can also call it a hip tilt. I'm tilting my hips to the right and I have more weight on my right foot. And then from there, I'm tilting my hips back to the left and you have more weight on the left foot. This is called pendulum action. So what you have to do is make sure that you're hitting each aspect to its maximum. Don't just do it and believe that this is working, this is not enough. You have to make sure that your actions are reaching complete or maximum range. You're going with your maximum range. So what you can also do here is the lower you go, the more swing you need to have, okay, in your thighs and in your legs to your hips. What does this do? This strengthens your glutes, your hamstrings. This is going to give you a stronger base to work with and your pelvic muscles as well as your pelvic floor. This is the first exercise, the pendulum action. The second exercise is your figure 8 lying down, or otherwise called the infinity actions. Infinity. This is how it's done. You can start off by, again, opening up your feet, putting them no wider than shoulder width apart, and now you're going to distribute your weight in the infinity format. So if you know the infinity sign, it's like a number 8 lying down. That's what we're doing. Here, I am transferring my weight from one foot to the other, but going through this action with a twist in the middle, the infinity actions. I'm going to turn to my side so you can see on the right side, I displace my weight to the right, round off the hips on one side, go through a bit of a diagonal action, and then round off on the other side, like so. For more clarity, here I am from the back. So I start off pushing my hip from the right side, forward to back. I go through diagonal, and on the other side, you see now my left hip is forward, and I push that back. So through diagonal, roundhouse, through diagonal, round off the hip, through diagonal, round off the hip, through diagonal, round off the hip. Forward again. Once more, I round off the hip, through diagonal, go through diagonal, round off the hip, and this is called the infinity sign. This is another exercise which you must do to attain better hip movement. The third exercise, I call it the roundhouse. You can call it also making circles with your hips. What do you need to do? Again, feet shoulder width apart. Sitting, making sure you have soft knees. And you are going to go into what we call circles, making circles with your hips. So here again, we're talking about weight distribution through the floor into the feet. You can see the weight distribution, and I am circling my hips or creating circles with my hips. Round one way, stop, and reverse the other way. I am going to try on the opposite side. So here we go. Round one way, and then round the other way. You can also try this exercise with your legs closed. And this is sitting and now rotating and making sure you're working the hips, your hips, underneath yourself. From the side, from the back, if you do these exercises enough, frequently, let's say for a 7-day period, you make sure at least you spend 15 minutes every day working those hips, trying out the 3 different actions, the pendulum action, the infinity action, and the roundhouse actions, making circles with your hips, you are definitely going to experience an opening of your pelvic region. You're going to find out that you can move with much fluidity. There will be more flexibility and pliability in your hips. You will enjoy movement.